Yo.
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 Yo, it's Rich, and I'm back at you with the A Game Sports Thought of the Day. Yo, it's your boy Rich, and I'm back at you with the A Game Sports Thought of the Day. Listen, we're just a stone's throw away from June, and I, like most people involved in amateur sports, are a little concerned about what may or may not happen this fall. I mean, we've just gotten around to letting the bravest of us frolic on the beach, which is likely to be the litmus to whether or not, there's a second wave of cases that may arrive sooner than the vaccine. But really, it's bigger than that. I mean, it's the difference in whether or not Junior gets a scholarship to All-American University next year. It's all about the hard work that Junior and others like him have put in preparation for the fall. It's about an opportunity that was in some way real and now becoming even more of a mystery than ever. So where are we? Where are we? What's the general consensus on what's going to happen to interscholastic sports, or specifically football, in the fall? Well, as of May 2020, this is what I do know. Based on information from a reliable source within CIF Southern Section, they're looking for a reason to have a season rather than a reason not to. If a season was to happen, it would be abbreviated. Definition to be determined, of course, but it wouldn't include a state championship. The idea of rolling all sports into an abbreviated season in January would result in a greater liability and risk to the health and welfare of the athletes. They're not in favor of taking on the liability, since it's been determined that regular curriculum would continue to be online. Now, I get that the NC2A is in the same situation, but at a much higher stake. The Power 5 conferences, in my opinion, have a ton of leverage and holds the fate of college football in its hands, given the fact that there's a multi-million-dollar television contract that's the lifeline of the NC2A. These same Power 5 conferences, or better yet, football programs, are the financial foundation for all other sports in these institutions, not to mention the benefits to academic programs as well. There are several state programs that are hanging in the balance, waiting for their fate to be determined by a handful of programs who would easily opt for the added advantage and a larger stake in the game. A survival of the fittest, so to speak. And granted, high school football is in the same respect, serving as that same benefactor, but obviously on a much smaller scale. So there's a big chance that some of the recognized sports within high school will be subject to cuts, especially if football is stalled in the fall. And lastly, what's going to happen to Junior? Will All-American University take him despite not having a senior year of film to quantify his skill development? Or will they just bring him in based on old data and no SAT score? Will junior colleges become the middle ground in the transition of high school to college? And of course, what will be one of the alternatives? Will 7-on-7 serve as that gap, especially where skill players are concerned? And will that all change now that there's only Power 5 conferences, but yet they're still dealing with the same number of scholarships? Then again, you got to say, like everything else, it's 90% mental. And hopefully Junior remembers that. Despite what's going on behind closed doors, Junior has to simply stay focused on what he can control. And that's the ability to get better by any means necessary.